Again, we're going to talk about Floyd Mayweather versus Adrian, the problem, Broner. This is what we're going to talk about today. You see, because I think like there are a lot of different angles people are missing when it comes to this, this tribulation or this odyssey of Mayweather versus Broner. And I've listened to a lot of different people's angles, about it, a lot of people's takes on it, but I haven't really heard the one that I'm about to drop today. And we about to come from the angles. They say angles, they associate angles with angels because angels bring messages. When was the last time we saw Floyd Mayweather and Adrian, the problem, Broner together? Adrian Broner versus Porter. The build up to that fight. That was the last time we saw those two together.
I'm a man at the end of the day. And I come from the streets, the trenches, man. From the bottom, from nothing. I'm talking about water and cornflakes. I come from nothing. And I will never let a man disrespect me like that. So he gotta see me. I don't care if we spar or we fighting. Let's get it on.
You heard the challenge,
I'm talking about water and cornflakes. I come from nothing.
Broner, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for him.
They got so much things to say right now. They got so much things to say. They got so much things to say right now. They got so much things to say.
Broner looking sucked up. I can see why he ain't trying to do 140 no more. He ain't trying to go through that. He's small, but the boy looking sucked up though. See, look at that. See, look, Floyd in his camp. Look, see? Look at that. This is the last time we saw them together as a team, man. This is the weigh-in. But even here, you can kind of see, you can kind of see issues with Floyd and Broner slightly. Look at it from Floyd's point of view. Excuse me. Look at it from Floyd's point of view. Look at that, see? Floyd like, come on, shake his hand. Even at those little things, man. Those little things right there, man. Those are, see, look. Broner and Floyd together. When is the last time you seen them like that? Remember, for a minute, those two was an idol, man. Used to see Mayweather and Broner together all the time. Having fun, being their obnoxious selves, being their devilish selves. You would see them together all the time. That was the last time, man.
An outstanding trainer. This next gentleman, I made a comment the other. A division up, he's an exciting fighter. He comes to us with a 30-1 record, 22 big KOs. He fights out of Cincinnati, Ohio. He's training at the...
See, even little stuff like that. See, Pete, man. Even though he having fun with it, you know, that's tolerable stuff. But you know, look, just there's a difference. See, it's just interesting, man. Hold on, let's play that back.
This next gentleman, he comes to us with a 20. He's training that thing. This next gentleman, he comes to us with a 25 record with 16 KOs, Mr. Adrian Broner. He fights out of Akron, Ohio, and he's fighting out of Las Vegas. His most recent win on Spike TV on March 13th against Eric Benet. He has very impressive wins over.
Okay, now, you know, I bring that up because I think a lot of people's memories are short, and you know, it's interesting, man. Like we don't really pinpoint shit nowadays. You know, a lot of times we don't even really figure out how stuff happened. I think that was the last time we had seen them together, and I think the outcome of the Porter-Broner fight actually ignited this, man. I really do. And I think if you look back at those times and look back how they interacted with each other, it really says a lot. Now, Porter versus Broner. Broner lost the fight. In my opinion, he was outworked. I think Broner was the better fighter. He was the more talented fighter than Shawn. He landed the more cleaner punches. He even dropped Shawn Porter. And in my opinion, he had him hurt. And because he was tired, he really couldn't go after the knockout that he so much needed, right? You know, he was the first person to drop Shawn Porter, too. Shawn Porter won like 3 or 4 rounds in a row just from outworking him, just from more activity. When Broner wanted to fight, he pretty much handled Shawn, in my opinion. But he lost because of his lack of conditioning. And, you know, you got to say, like, you know, what is that? How does a man like Floyd feel about a fighter that's up under him, that emulates him, losing to a guy because of lack of conditioning? You know, what does that say? You know, how does a man like Floyd, a fighter like Floyd, feel about that? How does he take that? And mind you, he was in Broner's camp. He was standing right by him. He basically was promoting him. You know, he basically was promoting Broner for that fight. You know, I'm going to take a little line from Black Dot, you know. If you want to know the unknown, study the known. You know, and it's all right there for you to see. Now, like I say again, I ask y'all the question: how do you think a fighter like Floyd feels about a guy that he's promoting losing a fight because he wasn't conditioned, because he didn't put in the work that he needed to put in? You know, you look at Floyd. Has he ever been out of shape in a fight? You know, people talk about that first Castillo fight. You know, like they only want to talk about what they want to see, but it was a lot in that fight that, you know, win, lose, or draw, you'll be proud of Floyd. You know, he had a busted shoulder. That's why he switched from orthodox to southpaw so much. It's because he had a busted shoulder, and he was fighting a rough and tumbly fighter. He was fighting a rough fighter like a Castillo. He had better boxing skills than a Porter, but both of them had them rough styles. And you fighting a rough guy, you're going to need both your shoulders. And he fought Castillo with a busted shoulder and still won the fight. You know, whether you feel like he won or lost, to me, he could have went either way. And like John Pascal so beautifully said, you know, in a close fight, how could you call it a robbery? How could you call a close fight a robbery? You know, so that's neither here nor there. But still in all, Floyd finished the fight. He came in shape with a messed up shoulder and finished the fight against an equally rough and tough fighter. You know, and here you got a guy that emulates him who's healthy, he's just not conditioned. You know, how does he feel about that? You know, here you got a guy like Floyd that's so far finished his career undefeated. So, you know what that means? That means every fight he was physically prepared. You know, he might not have been there health-wise, but every fight he was physically prepared. That means he pushed himself every fight. That's actually what that means. It means that he pushed himself every fight. And now Floyd sees a guy like Broner who, loses a fight because he doesn't push himself. I believe it creates issues.